I really appreciated being here today and want to say happy Earth Day Eve to everyone. Thanks for all these great speakers tuning in. It's been wonderful to share our stories together. I work with the Monarch Joint Venture and am proud to have worked in some capacity with a lot of the people that you heard from tonight. The Monarch Joint Venture is a partnership organization working to protect monarchs and their migration. And we view the monarch as a flagship for conservation of other plants and animals, just like Doug's talk was titled, and just like one of our blog series is named. It's about more than monarchs. We're a partnership of over 100 federal, state, and agencies, community groups, businesses, academic programs, all working toward this shared goal of protecting monarchs and their habitat. We have 4 pillars of our work. We work with science, habitat, education, and partnership. And all of our partners are working in one of those pillars underneath the Monarch Conservation Implementation Plan. That's our framework. It helps guide the conservation planning of everybody involved in our partnership and has specific goals and actions. The Monarch Joint Venture brings together partners to annually share successes. We generate new ideas, create impactful projects. We also compile and share the latest monarch research with our partners to keep them informed. We maintain a suite of resources available to you, the public, and a lot of those resources were mentioned here tonight in the Q&A. So when you're done, make sure to scroll through that question and answer section. There's a lot of resources from the Monarch Joint Venture website and our partners' websites that we want to make sure is available and accessible to everybody. In Ohio, the Monarch Joint Venture works with a lot of partners and colleagues to expand monarch habitat and to monitor that habitat to inform conservation efforts. So members of the Ohio Pollinator Habitat Initiative are actively engaged in our partnership. They've helped us train a lot of people to how to locally monitor monarch habitat. And I don't know if you recognize someone in this picture here, but one of our speakers, Gabe, is down there in the red shirt in this image, who was attending a couple years ago one of our trainings about monitoring monarch habitat. We've also collaborated with the Department of Transportation on larger efforts to evaluate rights of ways as pollinator habitat. So again, connecting to rights of ways and tangentially to Becky's work. We've sent our staff to monitor some sites in Ohio that have been restored for monarch habitat. I just want to point out that in December, the Fish and Wildlife Service announced that the Monarch Butterfly warrants listing under the Endangered Species Act, but it's precluded from listing by species of higher conservation need. So at Monarch Joint Venture, we see this decision as a really loud call to action, an opportunity to scale up our voluntary conservation efforts. So everything that all of our speakers were talking about today is really important. The Fish and Wildlife Service conducted this very intensive review of monarch populations, and ultimately that review shows how vulnerable monarchs are to catastrophic events, and they're becoming more vulnerable as our climate changes. One of the important things, or a couple of the important things that you can do, are to create monarch habitat, and we've had some great discussion about that here, some great Q&A. There's also an opportunity to monitor habitat. So those are two things that you can do to make significant impacts and immediate impacts. So check out the Q&A for that. I'll also point you to the Integrated Monarch Monitoring Program, which is a program designed to collect information on monarchs and their habitat. So this program is used by biologists, including Gabe here, whose talk you're gonna go back and watch. I was super excited for that. So, this is a program that Gabe and many other biologists and some community scientists are using to build a single data set of monarch habitat and monarch use of that habitat. So we have protocols, training videos, data sheets, and more information on this monitoring program available on our website. Just go to monarchjointventure.org and type in Integrated Monarch Monitoring Program. And if creating monarch habitat or monitoring the habitat doesn't work for you, or if you want to do more, there are a lot of other ways to support monarch and pollinator conservation. You can check out Monarch Joint Venture's donate page for opportunities to support the Western Monarch Recovery Fund. That's a special fund I mentioned earlier that we're building right now to grant money to shovel-ready projects in the West, given their really low population overwintering counts this past winter. There's Miles for Monarchs, which is a partnership with Pheasants Forever, who it's a way to set up local runs, walk, bike events to raise money for local projects and the broader conservation mission. There are businesses that donate a portion of their proceeds to Monarch Joint Venture and other ways to provide support. So again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you've had a really great time taking flight with the Monarchs.